Hey, are you warriors? How's it going? Emily Warrior here. Today I have for you a quick hip stretch. So we're just going to work on opening up the hips if we're feeling quite tight and stiff. Maybe there's a bit of pain in the hips and the lower back today. This is great if you spend a lot of your time sat down, maybe you work in an office, or maybe you've been on your feet all day today and you're really feeling it in the hips as you've kind of come to a stop at the end of your day. Whatever you need for your hips today, hopefully this video will just help open those up a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get started. Come join me on your mat, and we'll begin really nice and simple just by warming up the hips. So take the feet slightly wider than hip width, bring your hands to rest on the hips, and just begin to circle the hips round. So just imagine we're drawing a nice big circle with the hips, just to kind of get the muscles moving and warming up. Great. And then reverse your circles, take it the other way. Nice big circles. One more. And then we can find our center. Bring the feet back in so they're hip width apart, and we can relax the arms down by the sides, and we'll do some really nice simple knee lifts. So I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see me. On your exhale, pull the navel in, lift up through the pelvic floor, and lift your right knee in line with the right hip. Inhale to lower the leg. Switch to your left. Exhale, reach the left knee in line with the hip. Inhale to lower. And keep going with your breath. Exhale, lift the right leg. Inhale to lower. Inhale, lift the left. Exhale to lower. Oh, getting my breath mixed up there. Exhale, lift the knee. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Keep going at your own pace here. We're warming up those hip flexors. We're warming up the knee and the ankle joints. Maybe you're already feeling this working in the hips as you bring this knee in line with your hip. Feeling those hip flexors. One more knee lift each side. Exhale, lift the knee. Inhale, lower. Last one. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Beautiful. Take a moment to just paddle the feet. Maybe give the legs a little bit of a shake. And bringing the feet back hip width apart, so we can bring the hands to rest on the hips, and we'll do some nice strengthening exercises for the thighs and our hip flexors. So bringing your weight into your left leg and foot, squeeze the toes and the heel of that left foot into the mat, and just slightly hover the right foot above the mat. As you exhale, lift up through the pelvic floor, pull the navel in, and reach that right foot as far forwards as you can. Inhale to lower. This is what it'll look like from the side. Exhale, lift that right foot as high as you can. Inhale to lower. Moving nice and with control here. We're not just flinging the leg up. We want to move with control. Exhale, lift that right foot as high as you can. Inhale to lower. Give me two more. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Last one, and we'll hold this one. Exhale, lift and hold for 3, 2, 1, and inhale, lower. Whew, shake out those legs. Coming to our left leg, we'll do the same. So we'll shift all our weight into the right leg now. Squeeze those toes and press the heel into the mat. Hover the left foot. Pull up through the navel and the pelvic floor. Exhale, extend that left leg forwards. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hover the foot. Try not to drop that foot down. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Two more. You got this. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. And we'll hold. Exhale. And holding for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. Shake out those legs. Whew. Another nice little strengthener for the hip flexors here. Come back into your left leg, shift the weight, squeeze the toes, ground down through that heel. We'll point the right toes to the mat in front. So we've got a nice little extension already going. Point the toes so that we activate the quads, and we pull up through that calf. Again, as you inhale, pull up through the pelvic floor, pull the navel in. And exhale to lift and point that toe. Inhale to lower. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, reach. Inhale to lower. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one and we'll hold. Exhale, lift and hold for 3, 2, 1. Gently lower that leg down, shake it out. And then coming back to our left, shifting your weight all the way into your right leg, round down through that foot. Pointing the left toes, activate those quads, activate the calves. Inhale to pull up through the pelvic floor, pull the navel in. Exhale, lift up through that left thigh. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one and we'll hold. Exhale. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Lower that foot down. Shake it out. We can release the arms now. And we'll come into a nice stretch for our hip flexors after warming them up. So with your right foot forwards, step back your left leg, a nice wide stance. So we come into a high lunge. And we really want to press the toes of that back foot into the mat. If we relax the foot, you notice that heel drops down. Press the toes into the mat so we lift the heel up high. And we shine the back of the knee up towards the ceiling. So we're really nice and active in this back leg. We have a nice bend in this front knee. We can rest the right palm on top of the thigh and inhale, reach the left arm up. As you exhale, reach that left hand over to your right side and you'll feel this beautiful stretch in your left hip, maybe in that quad and in the psoas. So we feel this stretch coming up the side of the body. And inhale to come back to your center. Exhale, reach the hand over to the right. Feel that stretch. Inhale, center. 2 more. Exhale, reach. Inhale, come back. Last one. Exhale, reaching. And inhale, come back to your center. We can release the arm down. As you exhale, use your core to bring the hands down to the mat and gently lower that back knee down, untuck the toes. And we come to rest in a low lunge. And again, we're lifting up through the pelvic floor here. We're pulling the navel in. We're not passively stretching. We want to be nice and active in our lunge. So imagine we're pulling this right thigh bone back into its socket and this left hip starts to face down towards the mat. One more breath here. Then on your next exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. On your inhale, lengthen through this front leg. Shimmy the hips back and come into your half split. We can always have some blocks here. If we don't have any blocks, we can always use some books instead. So if you feel like you're rounding in the spine in your half split, that's where we want to use our blocks so we can lengthen through the spine. Unfortunately, I don't have mine with me today. One more breath here, and then we'll flow from our lunge to our half split to work on that mobility and flexibility of the leg. So exhale, sink into your front foot, come back to your lunge. Inhale, lengthen through the leg, come into your half split. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lengthen. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, we can sink back into that front foot. Plant the palms to your mat. Tuck the back toes and lift the knees. Step it back to your downward dog and just take a moment to paddle the feet here and stretch the legs. And then on your next inhale, look between the hands, lift the left foot and step it between the hands. Keep that back heel nice and high. Using your exhale and your core, come up to your warrior one. We can release those arms down though, as we want to come to our high lunge. So press into those back toes so we lift that heel nice and high. We're shining the back of the knee up to the ceiling. And already we should feel that stretch in that right thigh. And maybe in the hip here. Again, we can rest the left hand on top of the thigh. And inhale, reach the right arm up in line with the ear. As you take an exhale, reach that right hand over to the left side and feel that stretch in the right side of your body, in your hip flexors, your psoas muscle. And inhale to come back to your center. Exhale, reach. Inhale, center. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale, come back to your center, and we'll do 1 more for good luck. Exhale, reach that hand, feel that stretch. Inhale, come back to your center. And we can exhale, bring the hands down to the mat, gently lower the back knee down, untuck the toes, and we come back to our low lunge. Again, just to check that we're not passively stretching here, we want to lift up through the pelvic floor, pull the navel in, and imagine we're pulling this left thigh bone this time back into its socket. The right hip starts to face down to the mat. And just taking some breaths here. One more breath. And exhale, we can bring the hands down to the mat. We'll come back to our half split, so we can inhale, lengthen through the front leg and shift the hips back. We can always adjust this back knee if we need a bit more support. And again, just holding here for a breath to allow the body to open up to this stretch. Make sure we're flexing those toes up to the ceiling, deepening that stretch. And again, we can have our blocks here if we have any blocks today. And then on your next exhale, sink into your lunge. Inhale, lengthen to your half split. Flex the toes up. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, half split. Last one, exhale, sink. Inhale, lengthen. Exhaling, sink into your lunge. Plant the palms to the mat again. Tuck the back toes under, lift the knee. And last time, step it back to your downward dog. Take a moment to paddle the feet here again. Stretch the legs. Then on your next exhale, gently lower the knees back down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Then bring the big toes together and the knees out to the edges of the mat. Exhale, sink the hips back into an extended child's pose. A nice stretch in the hips here. We can bring the forehead to rest on the mat. And just take a moment to rest. Tune into that nice stretch in your spine and in the pelvis. One more nice deep breath here. And on your next inhale, bring the fingertips under your shoulders and just gently press into them so we come to sit up. Bring the hips to one side and the legs in front. We can bend into the knees and bring the feet slightly wider than hip width. The hands can just gently rest to the side, so almost like we're lounging on a beach. And we'll just finish with a little windscreen wipe of the knees side to side, just to remobilize in those hips after all that hard work we've done today. So just gently swaying the knees side to side. Keep those sit bones grounded on the mat. We're not lifting a butt up so we can bring that knee down. It's not about how far we can move the knees. Keep the sit bones down and just find your end of range motion. This is mine here, and this is mine on this side. It's not about bringing that knee down. Beautiful. Just a couple more sways. We can make this one our last sway. And then we can just come to sit. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed that flow. If you did, please leave me a comment in the comments below, like the video, maybe save for later so you can come back to as and when your hips need a bit of TLC. So thanks again for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and hopefully I'll see you again next time.